Testing 1, 2, 3, just testing my sound here. Testing 1, 2, 3, just testing my sound here. Perfect. All right. All right, just making sure everything's set up here. Chat is open. If we get anybody following or anybody joining me, I will definitely allow you some time to answer. But I don't generally get anybody watching. All right, here we go. We've got 9 questions. The listing agent working for the seller must tell the buyer of any financial problems of the seller, material or latent defects, potential price reductions, similar competing properties. And I believe the answer is material or latent defects. Yes. Now this is my study. I may get them wrong. And if I do, you'll find out just like I do. All right. Again, feel free to answer. Fannie Mae's primary responsibility is to maintain an active secondary market for mortgages, manage and liquidate previously acquired mortgages, place FHA and VA loans, provide special assistance for government lending programs. I believe the answer is maintain an active secondary mortgage market for mortgages. My second guess would be manage and liquidate previously acquired mortgages. Let's take a look and see if I'm right. I'm going to say I'm shaky on that. I am right. Maintain an active secondary market for mortgages. A contract created by actions rather than oral or written words is called an actionable contract, determinable contract, express contract, implied contract. All right. I believe it's going to be implied contract. That is correct. Alienation in real estate could result from which of the following? Adverse possession, any of these, delivery of a deed, eminent domain proceedings. Now this one's tough. Alienation in real estate could result from which of the following? I'm going to have to refresh my memory on alienation. The state or experience of being isolated from a group or an activity to which one should belong or in which one should be involved. Alienation of real estate could result from which of the following? Adverse possession, delivery of a deed, eminent domain proceedings. I'm going to say any of these. And that is right. So alienation is you being left out from your own home. So adverse possession, delivery of a deed, which means you're turning over your property to somebody else, so you've alienated yourself, or eminent domain, which means the property is being taken from you. All right. The safety clause protects the broker and buyer, listing brokerage, seller. The safety clause protects the broker and buyer, listing brokerage. The safety clause. Ooh. I'm going to go with the buyer. I'm really Not sure on this one at all. That is incorrect. The listing brokerage. The safety clause protects the listing brokerage. I want to know what this, let me study on the safety clause. The safety clause, also known as the protection or tail provision, is an important provision in an exclusive real estate listing agreement between a seller and a broker. This clause allows the broker to continue receiving their commission even after the listing period expires if certain criteria are met. Okay, good to know. I should have known that, but hey, you learned something new. So safety clause protects the listing brokerage so they can get their commission even if the listing expires and you sell it after the listing expires. And I would assume specifically if the buyer is someone the listing broker procured. Notice of parties in possession is found through what type of notice? Notice of parties in possession is found through what type of notice? Actual, constructive, inquiry, physical. Notice of parties in possession is found through what type of notice? I'm going to say actual. This is another one I'm really not sure of, but I was correct. Notice of parties in possession is an important part of title insurance, as it helps identify any potential title issues. All right. A broker associate needs to write a commercial lease which does not have a pre-printed form. The broker associate should ask the broker to draft it, consult the broker, consult the firm's lawyer, or draft it. Well, we know the answer is draft it. And I'm going to say consult the firm's lawyer, but it could also be consult the broker. So we're going to go not so sure on this one. That is incorrect. Consult the broker. See, I knew it was one of those, but consult the broker really does make more sense because the broker is the one that makes the decisions. So I should have gone with that. All right. A landlord who owns 3 buildings was designated. Okay, let me start over. A landlord who owns 3 buildings has designated them for different types of tenants. The one close to the playground is for families. The one close to the pool is for single tenants. The other is for married couples without children. Under federal fair housing, this practice would be considered. I'm going to read this again for my TikToks and other things because I kind of fumbled through it. A landlord who owns 3 buildings has designated them for different types of tenants. The one close to the playground is for families. The one close to the pool is for single tenants. And the other is for married couples without children. Under federal fair housing, this practice would be considered illegal, illegal for the families but fine for everyone else, legal, legal and a good business practice. We're going to say this is straight up illegal. That is right. Cannot designate or discriminate in housing in any way. Well, not in any way, but in most ways anyway. If a party to a valid real estate contract dies while the contract is executory, the contract is enforceable on the deceased party's estate, is voidable, must be renegotiated with the estate of the deceased party or terminates. If a party to a valid real estate contract dies while the contract is executory, the contract is enforceable on the deceased party's estate, is voidable, must be negotiated with the estate of the deceased party, terminates. Whilst executory, is enforceable on the deceased party's estate. I feel like is that one, but I'm a little, yeah, that is right. Okay, is enforceable on the deceased party's estate. Okay, I was shaky on it, but there we go. 10 questions.